Hello, listeners.
Oh, hello.
My wife cannot hear a metronome. It drives her mad.
Really?
I cannot practice guitar in this apartment with a metronome. Like, I have my mother's old mechanical one.
Mm-hmm.
My wife has to leave the house if I do that.
Really?
And if my metronome is leaking when I'm recording, she goes into the couch, and you'll see her progressively go more and more wide-eyed and just, honey, is there something wrong? There's a weird noise. It's the metronome.
She would lose her mind in my house because I have so many clocks
Are they
that
at least
there's
a sync?
just a ticking in every room of my house. The sync isn't too bad, actually. Like, you can't hear the clocks between
Have you thought about the sync, or will this now be a brain worm for you? Where you will now hear they're slightly off. Oh.
They're luckily not loud enough. Like, the one in our bedroom is the loudest. It's like a
Oh.
but it's kind of nice. Like, it's soothing after a while, but I feel like your wife would lose her mind.
She would probably do that. And I've also said, like, think of it as like a relaxing thing that is constant.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, so that's what my partner does. Is he's like, no, it's like it's so soothing. Like, if I'm like really anxious when I'm going to sleep, I can just like focus on the ticking of the clock, and it'll like put me to sleep. And I'm like, that's.
I have the same thing with snoring.
Mm-hmm.
A trick my mom taught me when I was a kid, that if someone snores, to think, oh, they're sleeping so well. Instead of just being real riled up about the noise, going, oh, well, that's lovely for them. And then you go fall asleep as well.
That is really nice. We used to have this thing. There's a book called The Power of Now. I want to say it's by Eckhart Tolle. Am I crazy? I'm going to look it up just so that
That's a lot. Eckhart Tolle. Am I crazy? That's a weird name.
Power of Now. No, I was right. But it's a book all about focusing on the present and like being able to like center yourself and to live in the moment. And like, it's a lot of like little like tips and tricks to try and like not let your brain get like carried away with things.
Yeah.
But the main one that stuck with me from that book was ducks don't give a shit about anything.
Oh.
Yeah.
They probably don't know.
They just like don't care. Like, there's like been multiple ducks that have just been like shot with an arrow. Like, they have like an arrow through their neck and they just like carry on with their lives. Like, they just move on. And so we for a while, my partner and I had both read the book. We would talk about like quacking it off.
Yeah.
So, like, if something was bothering you or you were, like, really caught up and, like, stressed about something, one of us would just, like, walk up to the other one and just go, quack. And just, wow. But just that moment of like, it didn't matter what it was, but it was that, like, quack would let it just kind of, like, would let it, and, like, there's also the thing of, like, water off a duck's back. Like, you just, like, let it roll off of you, let it go away. But that's always been an interesting one. I think that's similar to the snoring thing. It's like it changes the way that you perceive what's around you.
So some sort of like mindfulness as well. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's very much about like mindfulness and stuff. But yeah, welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the
episode number 2.
Yes.
No,
I can't stop saying yes.
You got to do the snap every time.
No, I've got to try to stop doing the snap because I'll snap or someone else will snap. If my wife hears yes one more time, I think she'll come out here with an arrow.
I feel like there's like, do you find that you pick up tics from other people the more that you talk to them?
Yes. Very much so.
I find that it's my like casual laugh is what changes all the time.
Oh.
I don't know how to explain it. Like, if it's like a full laugh, like a full, like, big, hearty laugh, like, that's my laugh. Like, that's just, like, how I laugh. And I have a bit of, like, an evil, like, chuckle thing that I do. And, like, that just sounds evil. It's not. But, like, that never changes. But it's, like, those, like, the casual laughs in conversation, I find I'll pick them up from different people all the time. It depends on who I've been spending the most time with. And then all of a sudden I'll find that I'll, like, giggle. And it's like, what was that? sometimes I find that I'm obviously the most conscious of it because it's my own voice, but I'll like it'll come out of my mouth and I'll be like, where did I get that from? Who is that? Who have I been talking to or listening to that laughs like that? I'm like a weird mockingbird without meaning to be.
My brother he has asthma. We know that now, but when he had undiagnosed asthma and pneumonia,
leukemia,
no. Problem with lungs.
Oh, lymphoma.
Like we call, no, a cold that goes to your lungs.
Pneumonia.
Yes, that's the one. Did we say that? Okay.
Yes.
Sure.
I was like, you put an L in there, and I was like, well, it could be in the lymph nodes. I don't know. Doesn't matter.
He was just like struggle with his, so he was wheezing a lot, and his laughter at that time was like the best thing ever, and it was, and that is a thing that continued for both of us later on.
That's amazing.
It is the weirdest laugh.
That's so good. There's I think there's a subreddit of like contagious laughter or satisfying laughter.
Yeah.
And there's some wacky laughs on that.
There are. Do you have like a consistent repertoire of laughs, except for the ones who are in rotation from mimicking?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, generally, but I have this like, and it's my favorite thing when like I have older friends, like friends I've known forever, who have started to like watch the stream more regularly, and I have this like giggle, chuckle. It's that evil thing that I mentioned before, that I'll do it when I've done something that I think is great. Or like that I'm like proud of myself for. Yeah, kind of. Or I'll just have this like like this like little like chuckle. But I'll do like I can't even really do it on command. Like that's not even what it is. But it's this weird little like evil giggle laugh. And my friends in chat now will be like, oh my god, that giggle though. It's like it's something I've done I think forever. That I don't think about it. It's just like when I've done something and I'm very satisfied with myself.
That's when the laughter comes out.
Stupid little laugh, yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. Do you have like a specific purpose that you use your brother's laugh for, or does it just happen? Does it just come out of you?
It just happens at times, and then when usually when I'm out of breath, or when I've been laughing too much, and like the end of laughter is the and then something is going either very right or very wrong. I'm
also one of those people who has to like wind down their laugh. Like if I'm like laughing really hard, I always end up having to do that like like it just happens, like that weird like sigh when you're like laughing and then you have to sigh. There's been multiple times where my parents make fun of me for it endlessly, and then if they make fun of me for it, I can't stop laughing. Yeah. And then I can't stop because I know that if I stop, I'm going to make that stupid sighing sound again. And then my mom will just be like in the kitchen and she'll just be like, ah.
That was a new one.
That was a good snort.
Yes, the old man snort. I'm 34 soon. It's bound to happen now. The old man's lines.
When's your birthday?
Who's asking? It's in October.
Okay.
The 20th. It's somewhat soonish.
Are you a Scorpio?
Vigo?
Libra?
Is that the Libra? Not Vigo. Why did I say Vigo? Libra, yes. The scale thing?
The scales, yeah. Yeah, my partner is also a Libra.
Ah, good. Good man.
Do you buy into the whole astrology thing ever?
Parts of me do, I guess. Mm-hmm. I sort of, I mean, in the sense of that I want it to be true because it would be fun.
Yes, yeah, I agree.
But I think we hear about these things, and then we put too much attention to it and try to mold ourselves into those to those ways.
Yeah,
I have very little faith in that the planet's alignment should do anything with how we work, but
it would be so cool.
It would be super cool. If like the moon's closeness to the Earth.
Yeah.
Made the water in our bodies make us crazy.
Right?
Awesome.
Yeah, why not? Is there things about a Libra that you think are like accurate for you and then things that are like not at all?
I am somewhat calm, and I'm very unconfrontational. I do not like conflicts.
Yeah.
Which I guess is sort of a human trait, though. I don't think people in general like conflicts.
Some people
I think no one starts the
do.
day going, "Oh, today's today. Now it's gonna happen."
I think there are people like that. I think there are people who
Oh.
are like strive on that, which to me,
Putting on their socks in the morning, going,
bonkers. Yeah,
This is gonna be good.
I'm coming after him today. I don't know. Like
I guess that's
I'm kind of jealous of people like that. I find like we were talking about Twitter a little bit before we started recording, and I think like there's so much anonymity on Twitter and on social media in general. You know, people feel empowered to kind of like say whatever. But I'm always amazed by the people whose like full names are on Twitter and they can still just be a dick. And like,
Yep.
but I'm kind of jealous of them because they're so sure of themselves. They're so sure that they're right, and they're so sure that their opinion is the right opinion that
There's
they
not a
don't
chance that
mind
they would
going
be
to
wrong,
war.
yeah.
I have never been that sure about anything in my entire life.
No, I debate my choice of T-shirt like 4 times before I leave the bedroom.
And then I have to ask someone else for their opinion because I don't know if I was right. Maybe the shirt's weird.
Yes.
Like, no
And
self-assurance.
these people just full going, "Yep, I'm right." There's a newspaper in Sweden called Aftonbladet, which means the evening pages, and they had problem in the beginning of the internet with people commenting, and they thought, okay, but we'll have to people have to sign the things.
Yeah.
It still continued with like racist and xenophobic and homophobic slurs. Then they thought, okay, so if people log in with their Facebook account, they'll have to comment through that, and that will make it stop with the hateful comments. No. It increased. Like their whole like, and then people started getting fired, of course, because their bosses saw what they were posting and going, "Dude."
Yeah.
Yeah. But still, to this day, people sign with their full name. Like, it's weird.
It's just
I mean,
bonkers.
we're somewhat public figures.
Yeah.
Since we're performing on Twitch and people, but like I'm a bit worried about putting my full name out there. Like if I should change my name to Theo Music on Twitch instead of being my full name.
Yeah. I mean, mine is a pseudonym, but at this point, it doesn't really matter because I'm probably more contactable through my fake name
Banana
than
Hattie.
through my real name. Yeah, precisely. BananaHattie.com. I should really have that URL.
Is that
I'm here. Is that available?
I'm buying it now.
BananaHattie.com. It doesn't exist.
That was your time to strike.
Oh my God. How do you buy your... Okay, I'm going to deal with this later. Anyway.
This is the perfect time.
I'm going to buy a URL just live on...
That's how we roll
buy
here.
domain. That's the...
Almost finished thoughts. I should buy an URL.
We should also have that URL, though.
Banana-
Anyways.
Yes. Oh,
We'll talk
yes.
about that later.
Yes, we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that off the pod, unless you guys want to hear our business decisions, but I doubt it. We were talking about something else. Oh yeah, but like people can reach me more via my like stage name than they can via my real name. And like I have I just set up an Amazon wish list. People asked for it for a while, and I felt uncomfortable about it. And I don't really understand how it works. But I set it up and I posted it, and a friend of mine looked at it last night, and it has my full name on it. Like when they send me something, it's sending something to like my real name. And he's like, I don't know if you care about that. I'm like, I don't really care.
Or you could set up a company.
So yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking about. It's just another thing on my list of things that I need to do.
The Notion list of these things I need to get done.
exactly. This podcast is sponsored by Notion.
Yeah.
Wish. My
That would be
God.
awesome.
That would be awesome. I mean,
'Cause I've been going
Squarespace
through-
sponsors so many people. Why can we get Notion to sponsor us? It'd be great.
Have you done your own homepage, by the way? Are you using Squarespace? Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I made a template in Squarespace.
Yeah.
And it was so easy. This is not sponsored. But
I know.
Squarespace, if you hear this, and you,
Look at how good we are at promoting you without even you paying us any money.
because I was trying to, and then I thought, okay, it's $12 a month just for like the layout. Without hosting, I already had a web host, so I thought I'll do it in WordPress. And I almost had a computer-shaped hole in my wall because I was trying to make the thing that was so easy to make in Squarespace, just dragging things in using the fonts I wanted, making it look all pretty. Trying to find a theme in WordPress without spending money. That might be the issue here as well. The DIY.
Yeah, I have to to-do lists.
Yes.
So we're talking about Notion. And Notion, for those of you who don't know, is like a organizational tool online. It is my favorite tool that I've ever used. It's just so like you can do literally whatever you want, and you can organize things however you want. And like there's so many different organizational websites that like are like, this is how your brain works. And it's like, that isn't how my brain works. I just want to be able to do this and this and this. And I have yet to find on Notion something where it's like, oh, I want to do this. And Notion says no. They've never said no. They've been like, oh, okay, yeah, no, sure, do it this way.
Sure.
It's like,
here's a template for this. Yeah.
So it's great. But my to-do list is bananas. I don't know about you.
Have several to-do lists?
Yes. We went to see the in-laws yesterday. We drove out to a small town in Ontario. It was lovely. Got to sit outside in the sun, which was beautiful.
Meet other people?
Yeah, see other people. I know. It's like we're slowly opening up here. It's kind of crazy, but like it was just his parents. And we sat outside, so it was, safe and whatnot. But we were just like catching up, and my partner's dad goes, "So Alanna, like, how's things going with you? How many jobs do you have right now?" It's not how is the job? It's not how's work. It's how many jobs do you have right now? And I'm like, 4.
How many for the microphone?
4.
4. Twitch streamer.
Yep.
Is musician on the Twitch streamer, or is that a separate thing?
No, that's the same thing. Twitch streamer and musician is the same thing, which really shouldn't be the same thing. They should be two separate things. Yeah. So in which case 5.
So 5, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Twitch streamer, musician.
Yeah.
And then you teach music as well.
I do teach music. Yep. And then
you still work at your old company? I'm
still working at the old company, only part-time. They finally sent an offer letter last week, so I'm hoping that very, very soon I will be very, very free, and that's very exciting.
Wow.
Yeah, finally. I don't blame them. They just took a really long time to do the thing.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. And then I accepted a really short, easy contract job for a different video game.
Okay,
that's just like creating a list of assets. Like they've given me a list of like, this is exactly what we need. And I'm like, perfect. So I can just like do that really quick and then it's done. So I was like, there's no reason for me to say no to this. Wow. Relatively quick and easy money.
Yeah. That's wonderful.
Which is nice. But so I have a lot of different to-do lists.
Yeah. And then I guess Notion is super good. I just started using it, I think last week. Mm-hmm. I know that's Sabi. There we go. Sabi Spark posted on just Twitter about using making a personal Discord server.
Yeah.
And keeping that as like the track thing.
Yeah.
And I think Veld said, why don't you just use Notion? And I had to go and Google what Notion was, and I went, "Oh my goodness!" Because this is Google Keep.
I also said the same
Trello
thing.
And everything it's everything there.
Yeah, it's everything.
And it's a desktop app.
I think
a mobile phone app.
Yeah, I think I actually put that. Someone else was talking about making their own custom Discord. I don't know if I commented on Sabi's or if I commented on. Do you know that violin chick?
Yes, somewhat familiar, I think. Yeah.
She also posted about like, like, should I do this? And my point was like, Notion will do it better. Discord's search function is not great. Like you're going to lose stuff, but also like for me, I like to have my social stuff and my work stuff not be connected. And so if I'm going
yeah.
to Discord for work and for efficiency, I'm going to start resenting going there
Yeah.
to talk to friends. And I don't want that to happen. I don't want it to become a job.
That's a good thought.
Yeah.
That
It's like
hasn't crossed my mind yet. Yeah.
It's a weird like church and state thing kind of.
Yeah.
Like you want to keep things at least a little bit separate from each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, how many to-do lists do you have?
I now do a daily checklist of things I need to get done. So when I wake up
Good
in the
for
morning,
you.
instead of doom scrolling Twitter and Instagram, which I did before, I now write down what I need to do for the day.
Nice.
Like charge my electric toothbrush, those kind of easy things that I forget
Yep.
during the day.
Yeah.
And then you start off doing that, and I always make my bed now as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a sense of accomplishment that sets you up for the rest of the day.
It
It really works, and it's so weird.
It
It's
is.
scary
It's-
how well it works, how it tricks you being going, you're productive, Theo, you're doing well. You got this, sir.
Yeah. I always say to people like you should, and this like it's not a me thing. This is just like a general like people say this a lot, but like if you only put things on your to-do list that you don't want to do or that are hard to do, you will never feel accomplished. Whereas if you put like everything, like all the easy things, and you're like, hey, you made your bed today. Good for you. You know, you did the dishes, you brushed your teeth, you showered. Like those are things
You
that
were
are
an
easy
adult,
to check off. Yeah. But it's like,
Yeah.
and I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, those things are so easy. And it's like, yeah, but when you reach a point of like being overwhelmed, it's nice to feel like
when
you're
getting out of the bed is just
progress.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I have
it's Mental Health Awareness Month. So
is it really? That's good.
yeah, May, I think it's the.
This
You
is
also
my
have a day planner.
I do. It's a bullet journal.
Is that it? It's a yes.
So like
I have two beside my bed as well.
This is a visual gag for those of you who can't watch this, which is everyone except for Theo. But I have a bullet journal, and I tried to bullet journal last year or a couple of years ago, and it's just like because you have to write it all in yourself.
Yeah.
I started getting daunted even with like that's a task. So I was like, I don't want to have to like write the weekend and draw the calendar and like. In my head, I wanted to do that, but I never did.
Of course, you want to be the person who has a full bullet journal with just this is what I did.
Yeah. So I finally like this year in doing it, I realized that like I always wanted it to be pretty, and I was looking up layouts that other people were doing, and I'm like, oh, it needs to be perfect. It needs to be beautiful. It's like, no, it just needs to work. Like it needs to do what I need it to do, and that's it. I don't need it to like have beautiful flowers and like I don't know. Like I just need it to have the days of the week.
The content of it is more important than
Yeah, exactly.
I heard one of the best quotes I've heard in a long time, or that really resonated with me, like a key in a lock thing. I don't know if you're familiar with Adam Ragusa,
No.
who is a food tuber.
Okay.
He's like a film. I think he was a college professor in marketing.
Interesting.
And then he had a viral hit with how he makes pizza. And now he creates videos from his house every week. And he's really good. He's like a journalist thing. No, he was president of journalism, not marketing. But he was talking about that he always thought that he was lazy because he never finishes things. He just thinks about doing things, and they doesn't do them because they need to be perfect before he pushes them out.
Yeah.
And that is so stressful. And then you don't do things because, as we said, like you said, with small tasks, if you make a to-do list, it's easier.
Yeah.
And that just rang a bell in me going, oh, okay. So, because that's why it took me, I put out a YouTube cover in 2010. My next one in 2020. It took me 10 years to post one more because I wanted it to be at the level of guitar and vocal I am now. But I mean, that will always change. You will never be at the destination where you're done, hopefully.
Yeah. It is funny. Like, I have things like that too, where it's like, I want things to be perfect, but in a different way.
Yes.
Like, I don't know how to, like, I'm trying to, like, make my brain make words. But it's like, okay, so for example, YouTube.
Yes.
There was always a part of me, YouTube's actually a weird example. So let's say you're making like a new channel on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I'm going to make these videos. And in the back of your head, you're like, it would obviously be great if one of these videos went viral.
Yes.
In my head, it's not the video that I'm worried about. It's the like, okay, but do I have enough content out there for them to also enjoy if this content goes viral? So it's like, if this is really good and people really like it,
can this match? Yeah.
Yeah, and like, is there enough else going on to sustain that? And like, it's kind of a nonsense theory in my head, but it's like, if this works, I want them to be able to also like interact with all of these things or have enough stuff that they're going to want to like kick around. Yeah. And like, now I have a lot of stuff around, like it's very easy to find things, but it's even something I would think about like on TikTok. It's like, okay, well, if my second TikTok goes viral, which obviously isn't going to happen, but it's like, there's that if in my head.
Yeah, of course.
It's like, if this goes viral, they're going to come back to my profile and there's not going to be anything else there.
Yeah.
So they're not going to follow me and they're not going to come back because there's no other content. And it's like, dude, like that's what stops me, is feeling like I'm not prepared enough for like any a potential eventuality. What if someone asks me for this thing and then I don't have this thing? Well, okay, then I better not do it. Like it's a weird
I was thinking the same way
cycle.
about my channel, or people told me you should make more up-tempo songs and covers on your YouTube page.
You know what I say to those people?
Make your own channel.
Get fucked.
But then I just realized, because I just want my whole body of work there, and if I've uploaded once a week now for like a full year, and it's good, and it's a lot of different things. There's folk, there's pop, there's things. It's things I enjoy playing. And there will probably be up-tempo songs in the future, but as of now, I want to have my folk things there. And if someone discovers that and thinks, good, then bueno.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was weird in the beginning going, what do I put up now? What is on brand? Or what do I need to think about on brand? Hey, is this a thing now for me?
On brand is just...
It's a weird meta thing, because I've only been like, as I said before, relying on word of mouth before, and just being like a guitar dude who shows up to parties and plays for people, they have fun and they pay me. That's it. And now I need to make a profile and have like a front where I look professional at least. Yeah,
there's that brand thing is so stressful to me, and is so. I wrote a song actually. Recently called Boxes. I play it on stream. It's on Patreon, but it's not like released anywhere else. And it's around this idea of like, you know, when you're reading a book, or even like watching a show, but like specifically when you're reading a book, and they'll describe like the main character, and the main character has like, there's different like archetypes that they'll be, you know, there's like the nerdy girl with glasses who like actually is like, you know, she's really sharp-witted, but she like doesn't know that she's beautiful. And it's like, there's that, or there's the like super strong person who like, she doesn't need anyone else and she's whatever, but like they're always written in this way that's like, you like that person and you want to be that person in a weird way, but they are that thing. And I find that for me, and I think for most people, you're not just one thing. You're not just one description of a person. You know, you can be all of these different things. And like, I know for me specifically, like what made me think about this song was like reading books and being like, who am I in this book? Am I this person? Yeah. Am I this person? Am I the person that you would like? I want, like, these are obviously likable characters. So like, I should be more like these people maybe, or like, and like the line in the song is literally like, who am I supposed to be? I don't fit inside any of these boxes. I just want you to like me. Like, what do I have to do in order for you to like me? And I think that that's like so much about what branding is in my head, is like, okay, like people like it when I play upbeat songs, and I like playing upbeat songs. But people like it when I play slow songs, and I really like playing slow songs. But now, do the people that like it when I play upbeat songs, do they leave when I play slow songs? And the people who like it when I play slow songs, do they leave when I play upbeat songs? Yeah. Am I out going off brand if I'm playing too many of this type of song, or if I'm making this type of joke, and like, is that like, oh, it's a mess.
Because,
it's a mess in my head.
I have the same circus up here. It's,
Good.
when there's these confused monkey noises and going, should I be doing this? Am I doing it right now? Is this what I should be doing?
Yeah.
I'm so glad I turned off the viewership thing in OBS.
Me too.
Because that thing was driving me wild. Mm-hmm. Going, am I doing this right? And since I think we talked about this last time as well.
I think so. Because you get stuck in watching it and reading too much into it, and like
there's also the distinction of who you want to be versus what people want to see. Do you want to play your own music? Is that why you're there, or are you there to entertain people and make them coming back to see you? And that distinction of going like, okay, should I be just pressing on with what I want to play and just hope that someone comes in and likes the same things that I do, or should I just try to cater to the masses more?
And I think that will determine your longevity on a platform, because or in a task. I think that like that. I like the spoon theory. You know the spoon theory? Maybe I'll explain it anyways. Have you not heard of the spoon? Okay,
I haven't heard it.
The idea of the spoon theory is that you have a certain number of spoons and you start your day or whatever with a certain number of spoons. Some activities give you more spoons. Most activities require you to give away your spoons. And this is a very common terminology among, it's called like the spoonie community. It's often like people who have like long-term disability or have any sort of like mental like mental health issues. But it's also like, I recently introduced my parents to the spoon theory, and it like really like affected my mom a lot when she started thinking about that, because the idea is that you don't have infinite spoons. And that for different people, different activities will require different amounts of spoons. For me, like, I'm quite introverted. I can manage myself in a crowd, but it drains me like crazy. Like it costs a lot more spoons than it gives back. And so I can't
net loss of
so I can't do it too often because it takes time for you to get your spoons back, right? You have to do things in order to get them back. Yeah. Sleeping sometimes will give a good amount back, but not always. But like there's lots of things that go either way. And I think that when it comes to work and when it comes to streaming, that's going to take spoons from you. But if you're constantly doing what other people want and worrying about like, well, should I just be playing what makes these other people happy?
Yeah.
That's spending more spoons than playing what you want. You know what I mean? And like, do you get enough spoons back knowing that there was XYZ number of people that enjoyed that song, even though you didn't 100% enjoyed it? Like you enjoyed it because they were enjoying it. But there's a limit to that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's kind of the spoon theory. And I think that the more that you do stuff that is taking more spoons than you're getting back, the more burnt out you're going to get, the more out of energy you're going to get, and the less spoons that you have to give to things that are really important to you, right? Like spending time with your family and your loved ones. Yeah. Like you only have a limited number of spoons. If you're spending those spoons doing something else, and then you have to go have dinner with your family, well, you got 2 spoons left.
Yeah.
Best of luck, like you have to, think about it. It's just an interesting way to quantify.
Yeah, that's a good thought. Mm-hmm. I think this will be a part of my thoughts for a while now. I'm glad.
It's something I think about it. I think about it a lot. I think about it especially when I'm starting to feel drained. And I realize that like I'm wanting to cancel plans, even virtual plans. And I think that for me, at least, Zoom hangouts over the pandemic have cost more spoons than hanging out in person would have. I think it's somehow more exhausting than seeing someone in person.
Yeah, big agree.
Yeah. I'm like, how did we get here? I'm like, oh yeah, we were talking about
streaming. Yeah,
like playing what other people want.
Yeah. I'm so glad I have a community, and especially mods and people who I like. Do you have confidants? Mm-hmm. People that you can ask if this is a good idea, and you are quite certain that they will say yes because they believe in you. You ask certain people for certain, like, is this a good idea?
Yes.
Because today I wanted to play, because I've been learning Ableton now a bit, and I wanted to play some loops. I never played loops on streams before, so I did that for the first time today. And I asked Bucky, my one of my mods, if it was a good idea to perhaps work on a song that way and like just do it like a finger picking thing and then play some scales over that. And he said yes, and that gave me the confidence to try, and it was a lot of fun. And I played another song as well, and I played some guitar harmonies over it.
Yeah.
Super duper fun. I would never have dared to do this without the support of Bucky. I would never have taken that step, or I would have perhaps taken that step, but a long ways down the road.
Yeah.
So happy about having these people, and now being at this mental state where I can ask for help as well, and ask for validation when I need it.
I think that's a big thing. That's a big step to get to. It's like, I think a lot of people, I think there's a lot of shame around needing validation.
Yeah.
You know, people are like, oh, well, you should just know that you're good. You should just know that everything is fine. It's like, okay, sir.
But it is such a weird, the business we're in. Musician overall is a weird business. Because there's no there's no way to be a musician, like a working full-time paid musician. If you want to be a doctor, there are schools. You can you do a certain thing and then you end up there, hopefully. As a musician, there are no routes to take, as the landscape always changes. And now, especially being a Twitch or a streaming musician that don't get to interact with people face-to-face, but still do have a face-to-face interaction with them, it's weird. And then having people tell you that, yeah, it's fine, you're doing well.
Yeah.
It's important.
Yeah.
And I've also started decompressing during weekends now, or like I told you that I was offline during this weekend.
Yeah.
I was just watching Utopia with my wife. And also a new series. Sorry. My dog brain. Have you seen the Nick Frost Truth Seekers?
No.
It's on Amazon Prime. It's a ghost thing with Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, the guys who did Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
It's wow. It said comedy because we watched some heavy duty stuff and we needed some comedy, and we watched that and went, whoop, nope, this was not what we needed, but it was wonderful.
Oh, great.
So we watched a full season of that this weekend, and it was just, nice. And I didn't even check my phone.
Yeah.
I didn't check my Twitch DMs. I didn't do nothing.
Nice. That's great.
Which was hard because I suddenly found myself in my couch with my phone in my hand, pressing Discord and going, no, Theo, no.
Yeah.
Putting the phone back down and then 5 seconds later, oh, here's the phone and there's the Twitter button. It's weird.
It's really weird. And I think it's a weird thing to get used to, the idea that the world isn't gonna explode if you're not actively involved.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yes.
That's really difficult. I had a moment yesterday. So I also I completely unplugged yesterday. It was great. It was a long weekend here. So we went for a drive and hung out outside, and it was great. I just put my phone in my bag and left it away from me.
Yeah.
And it was a weird feeling, coming inside to get another drink and checking my phone and there's nothing on it. And I'm like, oh no.
No.
What happened? And it's oh, shocker. If you don't post anything,
people aren't
gonna bug you. You know? And it's a weird feeling knowing okay, yeah, I can step away and decompress and enjoy myself and then come back and everyone's still going to be here and everything is still going to be fine. It's a weird feeling.
It's a weird thing. It takes getting used to, and I think you just having to accept that fact that it's weird.
Yeah.
And it is a new thing. And you need time to sort out impressions and just getting your bearings, going, am I still doing the thing I want, as with the spoons?
Yeah.
doing a tally of the spoons after the week, going, has this been a good week spoon wise?
Yeah. And like, have I spent spoons on Twitter?
Yeah.
On Discord? Like, and I find that this is a bad admission, I think, but like, I find that sometimes I end up spending spoons on watching Twitch. Depending on who I'm watching.
If you're watching it... Sorry.
It's just, it depends on where I am. Like, if I, like, there are certain places where I know I can be and I can relax and I'm not worried about what I'm saying or that people are going to call me out. Yeah, like I am Alanna Matty, but I'm Alanna Matty in Kevin's stream, which is different than Alanna Matty in someone else's stream.
Yes. Maybe,
and like, I'm knowing that I can just be there for 3 hours and say very little, and that's okay. Yeah. I don't spend spoons there, but there are other places, like, even if the music is great, even if the people are great, it's not a comfort space for me yet. Yeah. And so I end up spending spoons there. And so lately, because I'm trying to be kinder to myself, I'm not on Twitch as often as I used to be.
Good.
Yeah. I feel bad, though.
I guess it comes down to the same thing as always with use and abuse. Mm-hmm. That, like, and for me, like, Twitch has been such a great escape hole as well. Or escape hole might not be the word.
I know what you mean.
Escape from reality. Yeah. Just getting away from things. But then you start spending too much time there, and you're in too many streams, and you're, this is happening. I need to be there, and I need to be there, and no, okay. So, and then you have to moderate, and going. So, why am I there? What do I need to do? Mm-hmm. I've stopped listening to music almost, which is super weird. Or I'm listening to music all the time, but other streamers. But I haven't listened to Spotify in a long, long while.
I'm trying to get back to it. There's been a couple of new albums that have come out, and I'm like, you know what? I need to listen to music. And I find that it inspires me a lot when I finally do end up listening to music.
It's amazing.
Which is good. Like, I get inspired by streamers as well, but in a different way. Yeah. Like, I get inspired for, like, live performances. Yeah. Whereas, like, when I listen to music, I get inspired for writing and producing and stuff like that, which is different.
And it opens listening to music is like reading a book, I guess. Or for me, like, it opens your brain to different, it takes you to new places. Yeah. I still remember, like, vivid memory, first time I heard the Civil Wars. And I was just completely, wow, what is this? Yeah. Because I heard it on open mic. A duo made a wonderful cover. Nice. And I went home and I played Terraria. And I muted the sound in game and I just listened to the Civil Wars. And I sat there for 3 hours, just digging. Yeah. Listening to the Civil Wars going, what is this magic?
Yeah, it is. This is such a good album. Like, the second album was different because they were, like, breaking up at the time. Yeah. So they recorded it separately, and you can tell.
There's so much music, like Mandolin Orange. The first time hearing, have you heard Mandolin Orange?
No.
Oh my! It's also Husband and Wife.
Oh, nice.
Heart of Gold is one of my favorite songs of theirs. Not the Neil Young version, or it's not a Neil Young song. That is just their musicianship is just incredible. Cute. I like it. Those few, or as I get older, they are far and few between, or is that a phrase? But it takes longer until I find these things that completely open up my eyes to anything, like the Be More Kind Frank Turner song that Waffles made us all aware of. Like that was on a playlist for me that I made, and wow.
It's I think I've still only listened to the recording of it like twice,
How do you
which is
listen to
why
music?
I can't play the bridge. I listen to it on Spotify.
But do you what do you do when you listen to music? Do you sit in your chair and go music?
I love driving and listening to music.
Yes.
Or going for a walk and listening to music. Yeah. Or, like, really, I always have to be doing two things. It's very bad. I don't know what it is. Apparently, I'm starting to think I might have ADD. I haven't like had it like diagnosed, but lots of the things like point in that direction. It's like I have this little fidget cube buddy that lives on my desk. Yep, you're doing the same thing. But it's like I'm either like I'm playing with picks, I'm playing with hair elastics, I'm playing with something. So I've got like this to like amuse my hands, because then otherwise my brain can't focus. So if I'm doodling or fidgeting with something, or like I have games like TFT, Teamfight Tactics, is a very like passive game. I can play that while I listen to music. Well, I do pretty much anything. I can play that game. And it helps me focus because I don't have to actively think about it, really. I can kind of passively think about it. And then that helps me actively take in the music stuff. But if I really want to listen for like production things, to be like, oh, how are they doing this? Then I'll sit and close my eyes and try and focus. What about you?
Also walks. Driving with my brother, or him driving, me being the DJ.
Yeah.
And also now I've really recently started like, and late at night, music sounds so much better. Apparently, there's a study about this, that your brain apparently gives you a different something. But your brain goes, boy, no, music good at this hour. And it's always the worst hour to be awake.
Yep.
But just sitting in this very chair with everything. No lights on, just closing my eyes and listening to songs and just letting it wash over you.
Yeah, very good.
It's a new discovery for me.
See, that was how I wrote music for a really long time. Was lights off, late at night. Yeah. And then having that same feeling of the music kind of like washing over you, but it's coming from you instead of it coming to you in a way. That used to be how I wrote everything for some reason. I don't know.
Cool.
Your brain's just more susceptible to that.
Yeah, and I've always been like a night owl. Because I really like nights because no one disturbs you, in general.
Yeah.
But there's also the caveat that you might disturb your neighbors with music.
Yes, which we discussed previously.
Yes. I recently started playing a lot more electric guitar. And I see that you've also received your recording guitar.
I did.
That thing, have you named it yet?
Yes. So initially I called her LD for Little Dreamer. But then someone made a joke in chat that I should call it Spectre because it's white and like it was like a joke to go with, like, because we call my partner Ghost on stream. And then having cool. But I really like the name Spectre. I just feel like it like fits and it's like weirdly haunting. So we've just been calling her LD Spectre because then it also makes her sound like a secret agent. Yes. Wow. So that's where it's at the moment. But she's great. Perfect. I like it a lot.
Is she loud unplugged?
No.
Or it's an F hole? No. No. Okay. Cool.
No. It's she's quite quiet. She's a hollow body, but yeah, two F holes. Sounds dirty. I know what you're talking about. But the body's only about this thick. So there's not a lot of like echo room in. Yeah. Sorry, for the people who cannot see, which is everybody. Like 3 inches? Yeah. About like 3 inches? I'm not sure.
Sure. As a metric man, I would say 5 centimeters.
Yeah, I would say about 5 centimeters. I'm also a metric lady, but for our heathens and their imperial system.
Imperial friends. I've been playing so much with like overdrive. Just having like a tele with some overdrive and finger picking and being able to dig into certain chords and get that. It's so good.
Yeah, I'm like learning so much.
I fully understand how Tallest Man on Earth gets his sound, or why he makes the songs like the Love Is All song. Yeah. How that came about. Yeah. Oh, baby.
I'm learning a lot with my electric. Like I have a pedal. I've never had a pedal before.
I don't have a pedal either.
And it's very nice. I like it. It does what I
But you're not using an amp, are you? You're using like direct, no?
Yeah. So it goes to the pedal and then it goes in. And then I do everything else in Ableton. But I've got like
guitar rig?
No.
No?
No. Not yet.
For those of you who don't know, a guitar rig is a virtual amplifier in your computer, which you can, or modify the signal, I guess.
And I have
I'm not
guitar
used-
rig. I'm just not using it
Okay.
yet. I just haven't because I've been so pleased with how it sounds already, just with the pedal and some EQ. I haven't felt the
Your-
need to start adding the rig to it,
Your
but
guitar
I
is,
will at some
that
point.
is, let's just say, lush.
Yeah.
I remember when you got it, and I was supposed to go to bed, and I saw your tweet that I'm about to unpack my guitar. I'm like, okay,
So
it's
many people are so
2:15.
excited about that. And I was like, this is cool.
Oh, okay. Oh, I need to stay up and watch. And then hearing your first and you dialing in the tone, you wizard. That was like one of the best things where you went, okay, now this and a little bit, and then just your whole chat going,
Yeah. I'm very excited tonight. I'm finally doing another late night stream. I haven't done a night stream since I got the guitar, and I didn't get to stay up very late that night. But tonight I'm finally doing a cozy nighttime stream.
How late is late night for you?
It depends. Tonight I'm starting at 7. I'm going to go 7 until 10 or 11. So it'll get dark throughout as the stream goes on, but it's just those evening nighttime vibes that were what I used to have when I first started. And I'm excited to have my new guitar and just play these wickedly calm, smooth tones in the dark. It's going to be so nice.
We had rain today. It's been several days of bright sunshine and wonderful days, and today was a real gray, rainy day. And I felt like wet garbage when I woke up.
Oh no.
And then I meditated and I took a shower. That didn't help. Continued to feel like wet garbage. And then I sat down here and thought, okay, so I'm going to stream feeling like this. You know those days where everything looks wrong on you? Mm-hmm. Every time you look at something, you go, why?
Yep.
Why is this?
Why is anything? Yes.
Yes. And then you go, okay, so I'm going to go live now in 5 minutes. Cool, that will be fun. See this sobbing mess. And then everything turned out really well. It was a nice day. And I leaned into it and I played some stuff and I went, okay, so talking about spoons and playing what you want, going, okay, so this, and actually being honest for once, going, okay, so I don't feel that hot today. Yeah. So I'm going to play some songs and hopefully this will get better. And then people show up and it is always a good time.
Yeah, I agree. There's so many days that, especially before I got partner, where because I was so close to getting it, I was like, I need the numbers to be good. And so days when I was feeling crummy, it was like, I can't think about numbers. I can't think about this. Yeah. And then as soon as I hit go live and the first few people show up and they're like, hey, hi, hello. And then I'm like, it's like this weight just evaporates off of me. And it's like, oh, this is a good place. I like this place.
We've made this
Yeah.
Because it's that feeling being disconnected, I think. Mm-hmm. Because it's such a virtual space. And until it happens, you don't have the same feelings of safeness and happiness. Yeah.
I have a question. And I am going to say in advance that we can cut this section out if we would like to. Don't be scared. It's not that scary of a question. It's just something I've been thinking about a lot recently.
My mouth is very dry.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. I'm just curious to know what your thoughts are on it, because this is something that I've only in the last week have I really started thinking about this. It's a little bit of a hot take, but I'm going to say it's a mildly hot take. It's a salty. No, it's not. I'm not salty. Anyways, it's
Spice Cabinet.
I'm going to stop building it up. Basically, I've always talked about the music community as a whole. I've always kind of been the music community on Twitch is great. Twitch is amazing, as though everything was connected and every community was connected. You know, that we were all streamers and I was on Music Exposed with Sarah Jazz and The Silence Noise a while ago now. Yeah. And they asked me straight out, they're like, do you think that there is a music community? And without hesitating, I said yes. I was like, yes, there absolutely is. And they said no. They said they didn't think that there actually was a community. And I disagreed. And then only in the last week or so have I kind of been thinking about it. Just in light of things changing and stories that I've heard from different people about different things happening, and what I've kind of realized is that we each have created our own communities.
Yes.
And that, I have a community of people, and that extends to streamers and that extends to the audience, but that's not the Twitch music community. That's my community. I've created that. And similarly, you have a community. That's you and the people that want to spend time with you, and then the people that you choose to spend time with. And I think that there's a subtle difference there between saying like, oh, the Twitch music community is so great. But it's like, no. My Twitch music community is so great. I've surrounded myself with people that are positive that have nurtured this, right? And I think that a lot of us who would say that the Twitch music community is great is the same thing. Like you could easily say like, no, my Twitch music community is great.
No, but my community.
Yeah. And it's not saying that anyone's community is better than another's. I don't think that that's the case. It's more that like by saying that overall the Twitch music community is amazing, we're taking responsibility for people that are outside of our actual communities.
Yes.
If that makes sense. Like if something happens, right? And there's like someone says something or someone does something and it's like, oh, well, no, like now there's a problem. And like the whole Twitch music community is up in arms. It's like, it's not.
It's a very localized
You're unaffected. I'm unaffected. Like we don't, and like it's this like Twitter thing, right? Where you can kind of get caught in this rabbit hole of like being connected to these things. And it's like, you don't have to be connected to things you don't want to be connected to.
No. But right? I do think there is a large Twitch. There's a Twitch community, and then there's a Twitch music community that is smaller. For those of you who can see me, I'm using my hands to make bigger and smaller globes or spheres. And in that Twitch music community, there are smaller communities and bigger ones as well. But we all have our own Discord servers now, and we all make our own communities. But I would say that the Twitch music community is very welcoming.
I would say that instead of saying, like, for me, I just don't know that I want to call it a community anymore. I would say that the people who watch Twitch music are very welcoming.
Yes.
Because they also aren't necessarily a community in and of themselves, right? Those people aren't necessarily even friends with each other.
And when I think of those people, want to be a part of a community, just being forced into it. You're now part of a community.
Yeah,
welcome.
Exactly.
One of us.
It's this really weird cult, but it's like, we have communities, but I think that the reason why I started thinking about this is because I find that I get really stressed out thinking about my place in the community, quote unquote. Yeah. And feeling obligated to the community, quote unquote. Yes. And realizing that like
you pay your dues.
Well, yeah, but it's kind of like I don't really owe a lot of people anything.
Yes.
But it feels like I do.
It's like you should. Yes, yeah, it's a wonderful feeling.
Yeah, like it's a strange.
That I can agree on. Yeah,
yeah.
Am I doing my part in this? Should we be? Are we allowed to do? Should there be someone supervising this? Is there someone who goes, you have not helped you?
And like the reason why we might end up cutting this out, and like why it's a weird topic for me to talk about, is because like. It feels like people get out there like knives and pitchforks when you say like, no, there isn't a music community. And it's like, I'm not saying that the Twitch music category is bad in any way. I'm not saying that the people in it are bad in any way. What I'm saying is that by tying everyone up in one community, you're not allowing people who are, you're not allowing for new people to come in, but you're also not allowing for like for yourself to separate from other people that you might not agree with or that you might not necessarily want to associate with because you feel like you have to. Just because you're part of the same
platform, you're not. Yeah.
That's it. That's the idea. It's like we're all on the same platform. We all live in the same town. But we don't all have to go, shopping together.
We all have different goals as well. Yeah. And I mean, some people are streaming music because they want to sing songs,
Mm-hmm.
and that is fine. and some people want to make a career and a living out of it, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Some people want to be in between. Some do it for fun. Some, there's all kinds. And putting one label on it is weird.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at, is that like I think that
what I really love is like the viewership and the people who frequent this site of the platform, how welcoming and opening they are in majority, at least what I've seen in the streams I frequent. That might also come down to where we hang out.
So this is kind of what I was thinking about, right? Is like I from time to time I'll pop into other music streamers that I've never heard of that have, like a mid to large following, because I'm always surprised when there are larger following people that I haven't heard of, and I'm like, oh cool, like what are you up to? Who are you? Yeah, like how have I never heard of you before?
Yeah.
And then I'll kind of go in and hang out, and I'll get a little put off by chat, or a mod will do something that's weird, and it's like, oh no, I don't like this vibe. Yeah. And this isn't the vibe that I want to hang out in, nor is it a vibe that I want to take credit for. Like if I were to say that Twitch music as a whole is amazing, someone comes in, they end up in this other chat that's like kind of weird. Yeah. Like the lucky thing is that the majority of them is really nice. We share a lot of people between our communities. And those people are incredible. I know that a lot of other streamers do as well. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, just that a lot of our community members also lead by example. And like when new people come in and they go, okay, and they try things in our community and go, no, this is not how we do things here. This is not a game stream. This is not Fortnite. Yeah. This is not a place to be hateful, and we're to play music.
Yeah.
Perhaps puns, if that's your thing.
Perhaps puns. But I think it's that, that energy, and it's the people that like we choose to spend time together. Yeah. Because we enjoy each other, and we have mutual respect for each other. And therefore our communities are intertwinable, Yeah. But like if there's someone in Twitch music that we don't spend time with, and that our communities don't actually mesh with, like, I don't know. I think that there are lots and lots and lots of small communities in Twitch music. Yes. I don't think that there is
a large body
of them.
No, you might be right.
This is something to think about.
Yeah. I will ponder this. It's a good thing. Talking about We've been talking about with one of our viewers about like trying to make a not a union, but sort of a union of streamers. Have you also been approached by this?
No.
No? Cool. We're coming for you.
Oh boy.
No, because they're but like having representation and having like one we talked about this a lot before, like having one Discord server to promote things. Or having like a weekly newsletter. This week, this is happening, and having like people pile into that thing instead of having our 9 million individual Discord servers with announcements and promotion. Because we need some sort of curation. And it's I think we're talking about the same person who goes around going, this person is new and just started and they're playing this genre. Yeah. They're needing followers. Please come by and say hi. And, there's always going to be a good time and a great community. I think and we've seen each other so many times in those streams.
Oh, yeah.
We're following at the exact same time going, oh, okay, so you're here as well.
Oh, hi. Cool. Oh, hi. Yeah, cool. Because one of my favorite things is finding new people that are starting, and like you were saying, like leading by example and being able to be there and like show them like, hey, this is the friendliness that you should also have for people. Like what we give to you, like the kindness we give to you is an example for you to then take forward carry on. Yeah.
Oh, your guide, by the way. It's so much fun. Every time someone comes in and goes, so what, your audio setup, how is that working? Okay, exclamation point quick.
I said this.
This is rough and dirty. It's such a great thing.
I said this.
And that is like the community, and that is the kindest thing. Instead of you hoarding your information, going, if I tell people this, if I don't, I'll be better than them. Just going, okay, here you go, do this, and together we will be better.
I hate gatekeeping. I hate it. If there is something that we were also talking earlier about people that we're jealous of people who can just have opinions and like never back down. I think my one opinion that I will never back down from, I hate gatekeeping. I hate it. I hate it when people hoard information because they think that if they keep that information to themselves, that they are automatically better than everybody else. You know how much I've learned from the people that I have helped set up audio?
Yeah.
Like, if I went in thinking I was the freaking expert and never talking to anyone else like about it, never teaching anyone else about anything, the amount of knowledge I would not have gained is humongous. Like, you only benefit from spreading knowledge to other people. It doesn't take away from your value. And if your only value is that you know something, like, I got bad news for you.
I have a VST plugin that no one knows about.
Yeah, like what's like it's so like people who do tutorials, like I watch a lot of tutorials for my job because we use Unreal Engine to like make games, and so there's a lot of videos and tutorials, and the number of them who get halfway to telling you how they did something and then just like fudge through the most important part, and they're like, it's perfect, and it's like, you intentionally didn't freaking tell me all of the information, and now I can't finish your tutorial because you left out the key part. It makes me crazy.
If you use it with 4 installments of $2.99, you can also know how to do this.
Yeah, like, come on, man. And like, I said this when I did my Patreon, Jesus Christ, when I did my partner celebration, I said this, but it's worth saying again that like when I did that setup video, I did not do it for myself. I get no money from that video.
Yeah.
I get no real publicity from that video. It's not what I wanted. What I wanted was for the people who were sad and who lost all of their gigs from COVID to have a way to make
simple,
music,
concise,
and to get like, I get so much joy from Twitch, and I love sharing joy with other people. Like, I love that, like sharing that experience with other people. That's all I wanted to do. Like, why make it more complicated? Like, we all benefit. The more talent is on the platform, the more we all benefit from that. Like, anyways. That's my rant. That's my tangent. Don't hold information.
Speaking of holding, I made a tutorial this week.
Did you?
Weekend. I was super happy because this is a thing I've been wanting to do since September. I've been talking about, I'm going to do some guitar tutorials and talk about things on guitar and being that dude. And then I've never done it because, as I said before, I think of like the optimal way to do it first. I have to have the perfect way to do it and have the perfect result. That's just not worth doing. And then I sat down and did it. And it was a lot of fun. And I tried to be as concise and make it as short as possible with the most amount of information. So I think it's 3 minutes and 15 seconds how I play Norwegian Wood. And it's just because one of my viewers asked me, how do you play the song? Because I'm using a drop D function with a capo. Mm-hmm. Have you seen that? Mm-hmm. It's a good trick, and he didn't know about it. And I thought, okay, someone else might benefit from this. And now some members of the community are right now DMing me on Discord asking, can you make tutorials about this? And I'm super happy. And I'll get to talk about the things I'm nerdy about. And I can make things that are 3 minutes long instead of 12 minutes of just let's jump into it. Now, first a word from our sponsor.
No, I'm so proud of you. That's amazing. I'm like,
Thank you.
so glad.
I'm very, very happy.
Yeah. It feels
it's not the best thing I've put out in my life, but it's something. And in a year, I can look back and go, look at how this started, and now we're doing this. Hopefully. Or this was a fun thing to attempt, and it's fine if it just fizzled out.
Yeah,
we tried.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's good it's good to do something, you know? Like,
it's a weird feeling.
That's good. Yeah, great. Good for you. There's so many other videos, like people have asked me for other stuff, like especially on like the technical side, and stuff I've been meaning to do. I just haven't done it yet. And I know that I should, and I know that I could take the time to do it, but it's just, 4 to-do lists and all that.
Didn't you have like a workshop course in Reaper as well?
I did.
And also an Ableton thing for music streamers as well.
Yeah.
I overstepped that one.
I did a pay what you can course. And it was just like a one-off, like it was like an hour and a bit where I just like really quickly went through the basics of like EQ and compression in Ableton and Reaper. And like just like
that's awesome.
For me, it's just because as a woman, there aren't a lot of other women that are teaching this stuff. And there's a very male dominated industry, and it can be very intimidating to walk into a situation where you have to ask dumb questions because you know that they're going to look down on you or mansplain things to you. And like this goes for any other marginalized group as well. Like audio is not a super inclusive space yet. We're getting there, but we're not there yet. And so I wanted to kind of be a bit more of a welcoming space for these people who know absolutely nothing, where they can feel okay about like learning the basics of
that is awesome.
How to do audio. Just to open a door, at least like crack it open a little bit so that you can feel like, hey, I know a little bit of something and now I can move forward and learn something else and start, plant a seed.
And just exploring that creative space of, so cool. I got into, since we spoke last, I'm getting into DaVinci Resolve. I also got my new computer now since the last time we talked. I had my new camera, and now I have so I switched from streaming from Streamlabs OBS and using Reaper to now using OBS Studio and Ableton. And OBS is now taxing my CPU at 0.8% per stream, as opposed to the 35% of my old computer on Streamlabs. So the audio crackle that I had on my end, where I was just going, hopefully they don't hear this. The sounds. So it's very fun. But now I also have DaVinci Resolve, which is a free software, and there's great tutorials. And now I've made some really redonkulous stinger transitions to my stream. Because it was so much fun playing around in Fusion. And since my wife made my emotes, and she made them 4,000 pixels in dimension, I could use that as stinger transitions. It's so much fun. And I've been sitting here doing weird stuff.
That's very
as
exciting.
I told Bucky, if I die, someone needs to burn my computer, because there are so many weird video files on this now. And also, I've been making custom sound alerts for inspired by you and your sound alerts.
Oh, good.
And now if someone gives bits, it's the thing from Rick and Morty with the little bits. And I didn't sample it from Rick and Morty, but I recorded my own version of it.
Good for you.
And there's so many takes with different amounts of reverb and compression and stuff. So if I die, someone needs to remove the hard drive from my computer, because that is no.
Yeah,
it's so much fun. And just sitting here at night going, oh, I have this weird idea. I should try this. This would be super weird.
Just like hear you talk about that, like gives me life. Like, because there's so many things that like I know how to do that I could do that I just like, because I've made them a task, it's made it stressful in my head, where like it doesn't need to be.
You've assigned a value to it. Yeah,
it doesn't need to be. Like, there is so much joy in just like messing around in Resolve,
making
and
weird
like
ass noises.
Like recording cool stuff and like doing all that like maintenance stuff. It is fun. It becomes fun, and like I feel like I've lost some of that fun lately. That sounds really sad. It's not that sad.
But you get into a rut. You get into where things are working for you, where the stream is just working, and you don't have to go into OBS every time and tinker with things, and you're very, very happy about that. But then when you go, perhaps I should add this. It's like, and I guess that's life in general. You have ups and downs of creativity and the things you want to do. Yeah. So much fun doing things.
It's really fun.
That's my hot take on life. It's fun doing things.
I spent, like, it's always for me, like, the random things. Like, I've made my clap emote. I made it into a GIF, like, a few months ago. But I literally,
How long did that take you?
It took me, like, an hour.
Yeah.
at most. But like I was doing it on my iPad in the kitchen. Like our kitchen's like pretty small, but we have one of those like IKEA. I don't even know if it's IKEA. We have like a wooden island that's like small. Like it's like a meter by a meter, I guess, something like that. It just like we have some like appliances on it and we hold our like frying pans and stuff because we have a small kitchen. But I was leaning over on that island, like standing,
perfect,
working on this, and my partner's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm just making this GIF." And he's like, "Why here? Why are you doing this here?"
Yes.
Like, I don't know.
Room for
That's just where I was. He's like, "You're gonna hurt your back." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm almost done." Like I'm just like I'm just in the mode. Yeah. And then he's like, "What are you even doing?" And I'm like, "Watch."
It is a good gift, though.
Thanks. I want to make more of them. I just haven't yet. I'm gonna do it not in the kitchen this time, I think.
Your donation is it a donation alert or a bit alert for the Canadian song?
Oh my god, it's a donation. It's a donation alert for if someone donates $18.71, like $18.71.
Because that's the name of the
Another year was 61? Something
Is it
like
also
that.
if someone donates $1,871?
I don't think so.
You should probably fix that.
But I haven't tested it.
We now also have nice as when someone donates 69 bits.
Nice. That's great.
Yeah.
We've had.
And I also made my Jabba laughter as the raid. If someone raids, they hear. That's is
terrifying.
Which is a weird thing, I guess. But
have you heard my raid alert?
Yeah, I think so.
It's the like woo-hoo-hoo.
Yeah.
But it terrifies me every single time. It just makes me laugh so much.
That was also one of the things I had to do because I didn't want to have the alerts in my headphones.
Oh.
Yes. So I then had to route it from OBS to voice meter banana, and then from that into OBS, and then put a compression and side duck the audio. So every time there's an alert, my stream, like my voice and guitar, gets pushed down, and then the alert plays.
Oh,
so
that's what you're doing. You're ducking everything. Nice. I was going to say, you could probably have just had the alerts and then turned off monitoring, and then you wouldn't be able to hear it anymore.
But this took me a few hours, and I had to tinker, and I had to figure out a way to get sound from OBS. It was fun.
Yeah, and you would learn. I'm sure you learned things along the way.
I know a lot more about routing sounds in Windows and how much I hate it.
I know that feeling. I know that feeling well. Yeah, it's
and also the feeling of there should be a way to make this work. And I guess that's why, like, people who are hackers, the same thrill of like there should be a way to get around this. Mm-hmm. And people who break games with the same way of I should probably be able to get up there. So much fun.
Yeah, it is fun. I'm glad you said that because now I'm like, ooh, I got energy again. I could do something interesting. I want to add songs to my song list. That's my big thing at the moment is trying to update my list. I actually want to take some songs off permanently.
Give me the spice. Which songs? Which songs have served their purpose?
I feel like I don't really like singing Mamma Mia. It's one of those like upbeat tunes that like it's fine. Face. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. There's songs like that. There's songs like.
If you remove Mamma Mia, I would remove 500 Miles from my song list.
Yeah.
Because I've since grown tired. It was fun having it in the beginning. It's also a very fun song to play in pubs when there's people singing along, but playing it in your own house and singing da, 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 It's fun to do a few times. Yeah, there you go. That's fun. But it's the 6th time this week. You go, no. I'm trying to say, I don't want to say Haver anymore.
Yeah. No, it's like that. I think that's fair. There's even songs that I like Hotel California. I'm like, yeah, it's fine, but I'm just bored of it. Or songs like there was another one at the tip of my tongue, and I don't. Aerosmith. I have Don't Want to Miss a Thing. Oh. On my song list, and
it's a great song though.
It's a great song. It's often requested by like new people to the stream. Okay, yeah. It's not one that's requested by like regulars, and I am always like, all right, here we go. Like,
I could stay.
Yeah.
Just to hear you.
Yeah. It's just, I just want to put my happiness first. You know, if there's songs that I don't enjoy playing. Yeah. You gotta, I don't want to spend my spoons on these songs that are like whatever to me now, you know? Yeah,
that's good.
And I'm sorry to the people who like when I play those songs.
You might play them further down the road.
Totally. Just let me take a break on them.
When you feel the need to play them. Like I'm going to play 100 miles again, but I don't want to do it every day.
Yeah. And I think that something else that I was thinking I could do, if it would even out, is like make them like bits redeem songs or something like that. Yeah. Like if you really desperately want me to play this, then I guess like you can pay the bits.
The old Sweet Home Alabama costs $1,000.
Well, exactly that. But I even then, sometimes that doesn't even equal it out in my head. Yeah. You know, it doesn't really matter.
It's not even worth $1,000.
I mean, $1,000. Yes,
this is $1,000.
Yeah, that's fine. It's more like, oh, it's 100 bits. Like, I'm still not gonna have a good time playing this song.
Yes.
Like, I appreciate your $1, but I'm still gonna not have a great time when I'm playing the song. So depends on how you can equal it out.
I had a experience a few years ago when I was playing a bar. And there was a dude there who was a regular, and he was very, very well off, this dude. And he had a lot of money. So let's preface the story with that he had a lot of money going into the story. Yep. And then he was out having a drink with his childhood sweetheart, and he was now in his 60s. And they were teenage sweethearts. Wow. And he wanted me to play a Swedish song for them, like for their dinner. And I was just sitting at the bar as a patron. So I played him the song free of charge. And then he said, okay, cool. And then he came back 30 minutes later going, dude, could you play me this song? And I went, I've already played the song for you. And he went, what? No. But I'll pay you $50 if you play the song. And I went, okay. That repeated a few times during the evening. And I was like really trying, going, you don't have to give me money, sir. This is getting weird. You can't be giving me this much money for this.
Yeah.
But he apparently had money, and he was very intent on hearing this song several times.
So strange. And like the same song?
Yes.
Why? I guess it was like
and not the whole song, just a few snippets of it. Just a general vibe of it. It's a boppy sort of reggae-ish song, very happy summer song. That's what he needed for his evening to be complete.
Strange.
And like I was asking the owner, like, am I taking advantage of the man at this point? And he went, no. That's fine. He does this. This is apparently his shtick.
It's so weird.
And then you're the guitar monkey who people throw some money at, and you dance and you play the guitar, and then you throw away your spoons, and you go home and you wake up the day after and go, nope, no spoons.
Yep, no spoons now. Have you had?
This turned out to be a weird story.
Yeah. Have you had many like awkward donation interactions? Like, have you had it with people who have like donated and then, or like asked you for something that you weren't necessarily like comfortable playing, but they donated, so you didn't really know what to do? Like, have you had many of those situations?
Thankfully not. I don't think I ever had one.
Wow.
There's nothing that comes to mind.
Yeah.
We have the $100 for Wonderwall. Mm-hmm. So whenever someone donates $100 or above, I start playing Wonderwall, regardless if they want me to or not. So that's like
that's amazing.
But have you had any weird donation?
I think I haven't had any like there's never been a moment where someone's been like there was. I don't think we talked about this last time. Maybe we did. If we did, I'll edit it out, but I don't think we did. But there was like a guy going around for a little while that was like another streamer or a YouTuber, and he was going into music streamers' streams and then donating and then asking them to do something. I was so glad he didn't come into my stream.
Yeah.
I was so glad, because I would be so awkward about that. Like, it's something I don't want to do. I don't know if you're kidding. I don't know if like you're just like trolling me, and now I feel bad because you've given me this money. Like, so like I haven't had like that situation yet, but I have had people that are like big donors like ask for things, and then I have to kind of like navigate it. Like, I'll like play them a song, and they'll be like, oh, like, you know, you didn't necessarily do this as well as like I wanted you to do it. And I have to be like, well, I'm not going to do it again right now. Or they'll ask for like a big theater song that like I'm not prepared to do. And it's like, well, I can't just like pull this out of my butt. Like, I'm sorry.
What? You cannot?
No. And like that, it feels bad. I feel bad. And like, I always try and make a point then of like, okay, I've learned the song now, so that next time they come in, I can play it for them and it'll be okay. But I always feel bad. I never know what to do in those types of situations. Like, I want to make you happy because you've done a really nice thing for me, but
I have a new viewer who is really, or he's very kind. A lot of my viewers are really, really kind to this fool, but this person in particular shows up almost every day and at least donates $10.
Wow.
Which is fantastic, and generally without any strings attached.
Yeah.
He might want to wake his wife up with a song, so he'll request a song, and then I'll play it, and he will go and wake her up with a song.
That's very sweet.
And he wanted me to play a song, and then of course I needed to like learn a song. But that is the only thing I get not weird about, but feel like I need to learn this new song and perform it properly. I don't want to pull this out of my butt and just go, that's a half-assed attempt at your song. I want to internalize the song, and I want to play it. Yeah.
Yeah. And do you have songs that you like, do you live learn? Do you do live learns?
No. No, I've done a few, and they're always terrible. As I told you, as I talked about last time, that I know almost all of the songs I play by heart.
Yeah.
So I spend so much time learning them and just internalizing them.
Yeah.
If it's a song I've heard, I could probably live learn it and make a piss poor attempt at it.
Yeah, because you're the crazy memorizer man.
Yeah.
It's like the Energizer Bunny, but the memorizer man.
Yes. So I remember lyrics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you do live learners, and you're just extremely good at doing them as well.
I learned how to play a lot by ear when I was a kid. Before I knew how to look up chords and stuff. I think before Ultimate Guitar was really a thing, I used to learn a lot of songs by ear. Yeah. And I think that has really helped with the live learn stuff, as it doesn't take me very long to pick it up because I'm used to that.
You're seeing the patterns and
Yeah. So like, yeah, exactly. I know the patterns. I know that like I can see the chords that are coming up, and I'll listen to I'll usually listen to half or 3/4 of the song, like at least a verse, a chorus. Sometimes I'll listen to the verse a second time. If there's a bridge, I'll either skip it or I'll just make it up. But like, sometimes I get the bridge bang on, but sometimes it's a surprise bridge and then I'm upset. But lost my brain.
Live learns?
Oh yeah. But like, I don't mind them, but I found that people were taking advantage of my live learns because they used to be free.
Oh.
And I had to kind of come to terms with like, it's okay for them to not be free. But like to this day, when people ask for a live learn and without like realizing that it's a payment, they're like, oh, can you just play this song?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, but like, you can request from the song list, or a live learn is a sub, or 500 bits, or $5, whatever is best for you. Like, I'm so uncomfortable asking for money, but it's like, the people who respect it are the people that I'd rather have sticking around.
Exactly.
Anyway, right?
I do the opposite though, where someone will go, "Do you know this song?" And I go, "Oh, that is a good song. I've never played it." And then I'll look up the chords and I'll attempt it. For people who are there for the first time, they usually leave as well before I get started.
Yep.
But it's a good way, or it's fun to do. It's a weird thing with the cue as well. The cue is. You can ask my mods about my relationship to the cue. We have a love-hate relationship with the cue.
How come?
It's more of a guidance tool for me. But I play every song in the queue. If the people is in the Twitch chat and they're still there when they're there, I'll play the song if it's in the queue.
Yeah,
I don't care if I have to sit there for 6 hours. But I might digress on the way there. There might be sidetracks, and there might be perhaps 20 minutes of rambling about geese, and there might be songs, impromptu songs about geese. And that is something I cannot control, apparently. I did not know this about myself. That never happened to me during gigs.
Yeah.
But there was never any cues at gigs either, so.
There's I often move around the song list. I've actually been thinking so much lately about, like, how I want to operate my stream moving forward in order for it to be good for the audience and good for me at the same time. And a lot of it has kind of come into this, like, what is going to be fun for me? What is something that I'm going to enjoy so that I'm not just a robot that's playing the songs on the queue, because I'll get tired.
Yeah.
Like, I have to make it fun for myself. I have to sing a song about a goose, or Chad will get into talking about, like, some random song, and it's like, okay, I have to play it now. We've come too far. I have to play the song now.
It's a palate cleanser for your brain going, I need to do something else. Yeah.
And I want to do more of that. And I think that a lot of the streams that I enjoy spending time in are the ones that do have tangents, where they just talk about stuff for a while and then they just play something that they want to play. And it's just like a really nice, like, it feels like I'm sitting in their living room, you know, and I'm watching you stream and you're just, like, getting distracted by something and, like, chatting about something else. It's like, I feel like I'm involved, and that's really nice to me.
It's very, very enjoyable watching those people. Being one of those people, you're always faced with have I gone off too much of a tangent now? Are people still here? Hello?
Yes.
Did I lose everyone?
So you stream too early for me.
Yes.
I rarely get to catch. I sometimes get to catch, like, the tail ends of your streams, but rarely the whole thing. Never the beginning. Far too early.
Because I start at 5 your time. No, 7 in the morning for you. That's super duper early.
That's very early. That's too early.
Yes. Sorry.
You did it.
Yes, I did it. My brain was going, do it.
I kind of wanted to just clarify that for the people who are listening, that, like, I do enjoy your streams. I just don't get to be in them very often, and that makes me feel bad. But I was going to ask, what is your chat like? Is it very active all the time? Is it busy all the time? Or is it, like, more quiet and people will, like, react after a song is done, or, like, they'll chat about something else? Like, because some people have, like, extremely active chats. I find that mine's like a middle ground. It
goes back and forth during the day. There are times where it's super duper active.
Yeah.
And there are times when it's just claps after a song, and then I'll play another song, and there's more claps, and then there's days where, like, I struggle to even read all of it.
Yes. Yeah, no, I'm the same way. I just, like, there are definitely times when the old compare beast shows up in my brain and goes, well, you know, this other person's stream, like, they're just, like, they chat all the time, and it's so busy all the time, and they're spamming all these emotes all the time, and, like, people aren't doing that in your stream all the time. Like, what should is you doing something wrong? Why are you not doing that? Why do people not spam emotes as much in your stream as they do in other people's streams? You have to shut that monster up.
You have to go think about the ducks.
You gotta quack it off. Yeah.
Perhaps I should keep, like, a rubber ducky on the like programmers do.
Yeah. And then it just makes you not think about it.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
because I think that's a good thing to just go quack when your brain goes into overdrive, because that's I don't know why it does that. The compare beast, it doesn't help you.
No,
at all.
It doesn't help you at all.
Yeah.
You just feel bad about yourself. It's not. It's like, why?
Because you can be having a pretty perfect day, sitting playing some guitar, singing some songs, having the good old time, and then you think you're top of the world, and then in comes compare demon beast and goes. It's been quiet now. It's been a bit more quiet now the last few minutes. Do you think anything has changed? Do people not love you anymore, Theodor? Do the people not chant your name anymore, Theodor? Mm-hmm. Have they had enough of your shenanigans? Do you need to apologize, perhaps? Mm-hmm. And then he's sitting there going, I thought we were having a good day, but apparently not.
I'm so glad that your brain does the same thing. Mine's exactly the same way. It'll be like in the middle of a song, too.
Yes.
Like, I'm just like singing.
You can be having a perfectly normal day and say, oh, good. You're happy. It's good. And then, nope. Not on my watch, buddy.
Oh, hello.
I'm sorry, I was a little bit late. I'll just sneak in the back here instead of...
Sneaks in the back, but is like the biggest like purple monster just in the back. Like all the like nice people.
Pardon me.
Yeah, and there's like purple beast in the back of the crowd just looking at you being like, you can see him like with his fingers on his chin. Like
doing the finger across the neck.
Yeah. He's coming for you.
Or pointing at the watch, going, shaking his head, watching. No.
Yeah. Or just like scrolling on his phone, like not paying attention to you.
You just
like,
see his face illuminated. Everything else is dark, but you see one illuminated face going, rolling his eyes. Oh, God.
Yeah. God damn that compare beast.
Yes, compare beast. I never heard of compare beast before, or I've been apparently acquainted with compare beast for quite a while, but I haven't named him.
I just made him up, so it's perfect.
Okay, yeah.
But I'm glad that he lives in both of our brains.
We now know that he's.
How have you dealt much with like the mental battle of like we talked about, like we both have our numbers turned off, but like how granular do you get, or have you gotten in the past when you're like, oh, my average was lower today than it was yesterday? Like, do you worry about that stuff very often?
For the past 2 weeks, I haven't checked my. I see my graph, and then it goes whoop. For those of you not watching me, seeing me draw a line and going whoop. But it's there's people there at the start of the stream, which is mind-boggling. There's 20 people before I even go live, and then that grows during the stream, and then I'm very happy.
Yeah.
And I usually base my feelings about today's stream on how the chat was and the general vibe.
That's what I've been doing too.
I've been trying not to think about monetary gain from streams, as well as viewership or stuff like that.
It's funny, I like never base it off of monetary gain. It's all like it's for a long time I was very obsessed with my viewer numbers, and it was like, oh, this is up a little or down a little, and like sometimes I catch myself still where I'll be like, oh, there's not quite as many people here as I thought there were. Or sometimes I'll be like, oh my gosh, there's tons of people here. Like, holy moly. Like, let's go on a raid. I'm also trying to
like lower my expectations. Mm-hmm. Or like, I think there's roughly 50 people here. Mm-hmm. And then I'll raid and, okay, there's 69 people in the raid. Cool. Yeah. And then my wife will be, okay, there was 130 people in there before we raided. Oh.
Yeah. Cool. That's my partner amazing. Will say the same thing to me. I'll be like, oh yeah, like, I mean, we rated with 91 people. That's really good. Like, I'm pretty pleased with that. He's like, oh really? There was like over 100 people there. Like when I checked, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like, but the thing is, if we're having a good time, it doesn't affect. And like, but I do have to say though, I have to like put a little asterisk, a footnote on that I think for us, it's easier to say that because we are at a very stable level of success. Yes. And that a lot of people would look at where we are as a goal and a place they want to be. And so they'll hear us say that. They'll be like, oh, well, of course you're happy. You made it with 69 people. That's incredible. That's their compare beast coming out of their mouth, right? But it's like, I can understand where that comes from. And I used to be there, you know, when you're smaller and you're looking at people that you want to be like and that inspire you. And it's like, well, someday I'll be happy like they are. And it's like, we're the same. We're the same.
I'll be rolling in.
you know, it's if you're having fun and doing something that you enjoy, if you're playing the songs you want to play, if you're having fun with chat and you're, you know, having a really good time, that is never going to change. No matter how much you grow or don't grow, you will always still have the same amount of enjoyment out of it. And I think that's really got to be the goal. You have to have fun.
Yeah, you have to do something. And if it's going to be sustainable and a longevity. I've been playing games now as well, which is a lot of fun. And and for me, it's a learning curve. Like trying to play a video game and reading chat at the same time. It's difficult. And learning not to enter a new area whilst you're reading chat. Perhaps self-explanatory, but you go, okay, there's time. I'm zoning good. They can reach chat, and now I'm being attacked. Cool. Yeah. But it's a lot of fun, and there I've turned off viewership as well, and I barely check the stats afterwards. Yeah. Because it doesn't matter for me a way to hang, because I really miss the community, and I miss these people when I'm offline. And then it's a very, very nice way to connect with them after, because I can't be singing all day, but I can be playing games in the evening. Yeah. It's something I plan to do. That it's something that, like, I'm taking a week off next week. Yeah. For the first time in forever and ever. I'm very excited about it. And part of what I want to do is use that time to reset, because I had all of these grand plans for, like, when I hit partner, I'm going to take a week off. I'm going to start doing gaming streams. I'm going to start doing this. I'm going to change my schedule. I'm going to do da-da-da-da-da-da. And I've done none of that. Yes. So I'm going to take a week off, and I'm going to think about what I want to do and try and make, like, a sustainable plan for the future. I'm going to cull my to-do lists a little bit and get things going, and try and set stuff up to move forward with. So that, because I want to play games. I want to play Astroneer. A good friend of mine wants to play it with me. No. And so I kind of want to go in blind. That is also the worst thing now. That there are a game I just played. Have you played Generation Zero, by the way? No. It's a Swedish developer, I think, or Scandinavian at least, and it's set in Sweden in 1989, and we're being attacked by robots. It's like a horror shooter thing. Yeah. And I was playing it during the weekend now and going, this would be perfect for stream. I shouldn't be. This is prime content. I should not be playing this offline. Which is a new thought in my brain. But Astroneer also looks so much fun. I've also been oogling that game.
Yeah, I bought it on sale a little while ago. But I want to play it. So a friend of mine, Kai Cobra, who he used to stream. But him and I have been playing some games together. But like months ago, I asked him if he'd be interested in streaming Astroneer with me. And then we just still haven't done it yet. We do. You haven't played with us yet.
No, but I was in the stream where you played. And you had that fancy thing with the camera that shifted between whose angle it was.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing for Astroneer, I think. Maybe I'll set up some fancy transitions, because you've inspired me to get some fancy transitions going.
They're super duper easy to do in what do you have video editing software?
Yeah, I use Resolve. I just got Adobe Premiere as well, so I've been learning that.
But then do you have After Effects as well? Because in Resolve, in Fusion, it's super easy to do transitions or like stinger things. I could send you the tutorials I've used.
That would be amazing.
There was one dude who I've now watched all his tutorials on DaVinci Resolve. I love this man's voice and his way of teaching. It's the weirdest thing ever. I think his name is Casey something. I love it so much.
There's a lady who does makeup tutorials online, and I'm not very good at makeup, but for a long time, she just has this really nice, soothing British voice, and I used to just listen to her do the tutorials in the background. Like, I wasn't even, like, paying attention, really. It was just this, like, nice voice.
That's incredible. That is, Well, people have been saying the same thing, or no, that is weird to say, but about my games. Like, people come by and listen to me talk about the game I'm playing, which is for me, like, when I hear myself, I have the most irritating, annoying voice in the entire galaxy. Why someone would want to listen to this to calm down?
I think it's very calming. I agree. Like, I came into a couple of your Zelda streams, and it was really good. It was really fun to watch.
That game was surprisingly short.
Yeah.
5 sessions and we were done with the whole game. That took me months as a kid. did not know English, and I was not a gamer, perhaps.
Yeah.
I am not now either, though. My prowess in games is not what I hoped it was.
Mm-hmm.
But we need to play League of Legends. I just installed Dota the other day.
Oh, don't do that. Don't go down that road.
Don't go down.
No, don't go down that road. Just come play League with me.
Okay, Alanna, what hero should I learn in League of Legends? Or, I mean, champion, sorry.
It doesn't really matter.
Does one play support in League of Legends? Mm-hmm. Yes, then I will learn to be support.
Okay, play Lux or Morgana.
Lux or Morgana.
They're pretty easy, but they're very good for support. There you
I
go.
have also paper-based things. Yes.
Yeah.
I for a long time went, no, I don't need paper things. But there's also very good to have like offline. You don't have to power them. Mm-hmm. Hot tip for you youngsters out there looking to be able to go offline. Paper and pen. Perhaps quill.
Perhaps ink.
What did you say? Lux?
Lux, Lux. Or Morgana.
Lux, Morgana. Cool.
If you want to be like a tanky support, you could do Leona.
Or
Pyke.
Lewis.
She's amazing.
Pyke.
Pyke.
Nice. Then I have a few to try out. That's good. That's great.
Hooray.
And I guess people always hate supports.
No.
No?
No. A good support will win you the game.
Yeah, but you blame them.
Well, yeah.
It's important that you get blamed. I've been maining support in Dota all my life, and I thrive on the hate and the blame, and also the sort of, we did it. Yes, we did.
Yep. My favorite is when I end up carrying as the support, and then it's just like, you were supposed to be the carry, but now you're not. You're useless. Go away. This is fine. Go away. I'm taking all of your kills. Yes, Bye. Yes. I'm scaling. You're not. Goodbye.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye. Yeah.
I make weakest link references all the time, specifically just that line. And no one else gets it.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like,
we live in a culture.
When I say goodbye, it's 100% that lady from the weakest link.
Yes. You just don't have the prefix of you are the weakest link.
Yeah. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. My gosh. Game shows. Reality shows. A whole other topic.
Wow.
How long have we been going for?
I haven't thought about game shows in a long while. I think, are we coming up in 2 hours? Holy mackerel.
Holy crap. No way. How did that happen?
I don't know. We talk so much and we
And like, before we sat down today, I was like, I didn't really prepare any questions. I don't know what we're going to talk about today. And here we are. So maybe we should wrap up and we'll talk about reality shows next week.
We'll put a cliffhanger for all you people who want to hear us talk about reality shows next week or
next week
from 2 weeks.
On mostly
next week on
reality shows, etc.
I now hear the pitter patter of tiny feet, not children, but my wife. Mm-hmm. Yes, we will cut that. Good. She's been hiding out in the bedroom.
Oh, nice. Perfect. Do you have any closing thoughts?
Make street elephants a horse? No. No, they're just the regular. Be more kind.
Be more kind.
It's my mantra. And be kind. I am now a bit tired of someone using Swedish, interchangeably with English, saying framför allt to yourself, which means first and foremost to yourself.
How did you say it? Framför allt?
Yes, framför. In front of. Framför allt.
Okay.
In front of everything. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm going to slowly learn Swedish from you. That's my new goal. I've just decided right now. You can just teach me a little bit of Swedish
English from you as well.
Encyclopedia.
Yes. No. Thermometer.
Yep. That's a good one.
Yes.
Thank you for making a podcast with me.
Thank you for having me. This is wonderful.
Yes.
And I can't wait until we have our next session.
Yes, me too. All right. Until then.
Have a great night.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Farewell. Auf Wiedersehen. Adieu. You can cut out as much as you need of that.